Hey, good morning, everybody. This is the professor with Day Trading for Success. So, you know how professional traders always know what stocks are ripping? Well, they use a scanner to do that and they pay a service to do that. So, what I've done today is I've coded and designed a scanner that works just like they do, that finds all the ripping stocks in the moment that you need them. And that is going to be available for free today. So, stick around. There's some pretty cool stuff coming up.
Welcome to Day Trading for Success, where the professor, a former math teacher turned full-time trader and coder, guides beginners on how to trade for a living using proven strategies, breakthrough indicators, and lessons from essential trading books. The professor isn't a licensed financial advisor. Always consult a pro before diving into any strategies or demos you see here. Start smart, practice in a simulator, stick to a solid day trading plan, and don't forget to log every trade. Your profits will start with preparation. Thank you for allowing us to share in your journey. Please remember to subscribe, comment, give a thumbs up, and click that notification bell so you can be the first to receive more of our great content.
Hey, welcome back, everybody. For those of you that are new here, you might not be familiar with all the custom scripts that I do that are available, so I have links to them down there. And just to give you an example, this is basically a prop firm layout that I designed for a prop firm, and it's all set up through Thinkorswim. Everything you see here is on Thinkorswim. I can briefly go over how dynamic if you use the right indicators, how amazing it can work for you. Up here is the risk oscillator. This one's pretty incredible. One of the more recent ones. It's showing you the last 9 candles back on their average and where they end up, down or up. And then it gives you a target range on those average. So in other words, once you've decided to go in a trade, it's going to tell you how many cents, or sometimes dollars if it's a big move, you should expect to ride that trade. So this one, if you decided to go up using the scalping indicator down here or the multi-chart alignment, see, we just started with a new 5-minute. This is multi-chart alignment. It's another important one. 5-minute, 15-minute, 30-minute, 1 hour, 4 hour. You don't have to have all those charts open. It's literally telling you in the moment what is that each of those trading at that time increment. And you're always wanting to trade with the crowd. You're always wanting to align. So it's pretty important, this information. So I'm just going in briefly some of the other stuff here, then we're going to get right into the scanners. So once you've decided based on multi-chart alignment, and then of course the scalping indicator, which is telling you inside each individual candlestick time increment on 1 minute how strong the buyers are, how strong the sellers are in the moment. A percentage here and a bar here showing you. You might use that, and many traders use that as a way to enter, exit. Also, it's giving you the last volume and the most current. So when that turned blue, you knew that it beat that. You knew this movement going up is strong. But yet, look at the sellers entering, warning you that that move was pretty much over. So if you look at that move, 37.09, all the way up to 37.30. So it went beyond the 12-cent target range. So you could have definitely made 12 cents with 100 shares, 500 shares, whatever it might be, and then get out. I always say, like, get out a couple cents before and just do those short scalps. So it's showing you when to enter, and then it's showing you when to exit. So, you know, indicators do help no matter what people say. People that are saying that they don't help are usually people that don't have them or don't know how to use them. With the advent of AI and the way that coding is making it easier and easier for retail traders to figure out the direction, getting some of these indicators depending on how you trade is really helpful. Over here again, you have, this is the market pulse, which is telling you what the QQQ, the SPY, the TLT, and the UVXY is doing. And you always want to get a breadth of the market overall, especially if you're planning to hold the trade a little longer. So you're going to want to you'd want to either have those charts open and think for yourself, because this is still on NVIDIA here, but this is telling you at a glance what's going on when you get in that trade or if you decide to hold that trade, right? You also have an ATR here. You can't see the labels that's setting the ATR high and low here. That's another indicator having that. Oh, there's the high, there's the low. So you can see the general range for the day that you'd want to watch. These light lines here are every whole and half dollar marked, so you don't have to draw them. They go with any stock, and they basically show you where the crowd is going to take a trade. I mean, maybe. And it's just always good to know these. Then you have the ADX, which is telling you the trend, and this is the one with the cloud, so it shows you the strength of the trend. This down here is if I took a trade, you'd see how much capital. If I'm trading on margin, can quickly see like if I want to hold that position, am I margined above? Do I have to use margin, or can I hold it with the account, with the money that's in my account? And then there's many other indicators, but this one was specifically designed for a prop firm, and just to give you an idea of how dynamic some of these things are. Okay, guys, so now we're going to get into the scanner. Okay, guys, this is probably a good time to remind you, since I just gave trading advice, I am not a licensed financial advisor, so you should seek the advice of someone licensed before you try to copy or emulate anything that I show you on this channel, okay? Now, this is a scanner open, so I just basically press scan up here on Thinkorswim, and I have already set this up. Yours will probably open as a default. Now, this is one of the scanners I'm going to give you a link to. Now, this is a pretty accurate scanner to find the runners, and I do have one custom code in over here, which I'll show you that in a minute, which is when you scan, this comes into play. Now, what do I use down here when I want to scan? Well, you want the symbol, you want the description, you'd want the last, okay, the percentage of change, the volume, and then the high, the shares, and then is it easy or hard to borrow? And then this is always going to be, this is the percentage from its high. And there's some people might count this useless, and others might think it's very helpful. So we'll go over these settings in a second, but I mostly go by volume. So I'd click that a few times and I'd look at the one with the highest volume, okay, and see right now it's down, so you can't short it unless you're making arrangements to do that. Most people don't, and most people will trade these real movers. You buy high and sell higher, buy high, sell high. I mean, that's how they're done, unless you've made an arrangements too short. Now, a lot of the prop firms and professional traders can make arrangements to short the stock, so that's a little different. But most of your 8 million plus retail traders around the world are not negotiating to borrow the stock to short it. So I would look for something that's going long. So this isn't a great day to do that. And this is telling you whether it's easy to borrow or hard to borrow. Like I just mentioned, these are all hard to borrow. So you'd want to look for something that goes long. Now, this is a study that's set for a gap up. Okay, so we can also do this. It's going to just show you those now. And I don't need to explain to you where to find all these, because I'm going to give you this link, but it basically add in your filters. It's either study or stock filters. Now, I set this for $2 up to $75, okay? And then a maximum of $35 million float. So some people would say that's high, and some people would call that low. So how many times is it going to turn over? With its volume. So you're really looking for something that's going to rip. I've got the gaps at 5% or greater from the previous close. So it's got, and this is set for a day. So that's basically showing you here, and I'll give a link to this, how this is set up. But why don't we go into this custom thing for a minute? Oh, so down here, like I started to show you all these things. Now you can go in here and set these up for however you want to do it. So this right here is all those things across that I just showed you, except for this one custom one. Now remember, when you go here to custom, you have all these different customs. Now I only have one set up just for this scanner. All the rest, if you open them up, they're on the default, which is simple moving average. So this is where you'd put in your code, but you don't have to worry about doing that because I've done that for you. So on this one over here, that's going to show you the percentage you are from the high. This, if you go into the script right here, it shows you what I did in here. I actually got this from another trader, and it's very, very helpful. Well, it depends on the way you trade. So let's talk about that. So there will be a link that has this with the scanner itself. I'm going to show you another scanner that's more custom than this one. However, when you go to put them up, they almost have exactly the same stocks. It doesn't hurt to check because really the people that sell these for different platforms sometimes they're a little bit different, so some person might get a different stock, but for the most part, you're going to get anything that's ripping, anything that's moving based with just these settings that I have right here. So a couple things that were corrected. I got corrected on. I called this $35 million. This is actually a float. This is shares. So that's just me misspeaking. The other thing, I just want to make sure you know that when you first load this up, even though I'm going to give you the link, these will all these labels will load as a default. Other than the custom will come in because I'm going to give you a separate link to that. So remember that's why I was trying to show you, and I didn't actually point out that you can type in whatever you want, and you can pull things over, off, and then pull them back on again over here if you want to do it that way, or just type them in and then push add. So that's how you do that. And then of course the custom script is a little different because if you open that up, it has what I showed you earlier in there where you would put those scripts in. But so you may want different things in here, and you can move these around too. You can just grab onto the label and move that to wherever you want. Let go. And so you might want ask and bid up here. You might want other things. I also have just 10 showing here, and you can put so many different, but you're going to slow down your whole platform if you're not careful, and you really don't. You just want to look at the ones that are moving. And to clarify, I'm going to be giving you 2 free scanners, not just one, with custom scripts, okay? Now, I'd said that, some scanners might pick up different stocks. That is true because they can custom code different things. So what I've done is through studying all those paid services with all the people that trade here, and then knowing how to code scanners separate and apart from Thinkorswim, is I basically took all the ideas from those scanners and then which are the ones that really work. So you're getting both of the scanners you should need to pick up any mover that almost all professional traders are looking at. But anybody can set a scanner up a little bit different that might pick up a stock, but most likely you don't want that stock. So these are the ones you want to trade with the crowd. So where everybody is trading is what you want to do. So specifically on this custom, this is giving you the percentage away from the high. So if I was to click this, you can see which ones are closest to the high. Now, why would that matter? Some people don't think that matters at all. They just want to trade with the highest volume at all times. Percentage change in highest volume. That's all they want. So they would just be clicking this to make sure the highest is at the top. But volume could be going in a way that's against you. You might not, it might be hard to borrow and you can't short it, and that's where all the volume is, or it's on its way back up, but it's still not near the high. So what does the high tell you? Well, it's another bit of information. If it's getting close to the high, because you're buying high and selling high, or buying high and selling higher, if you're only trading long on a momentum stock, right? So if it breaks that high of day, that's a good inkling. It's making a rip to continue to go up. And it's like the perfect situation for trading momentum stocks. But you can definitely trade without it being at the high. So it is just one more thing that's added in here as a custom indicator that can really help you trade with it. So you'd want to keep an eye on that too. Okay, so we're getting ready to go on to the next scanner now. So I want you to keep in mind this one's set for 5%. This is going to be, the other one that I'm about to show you is a lot more custom scripted. So it's going to work differently, and it's also going to narrow what stocks you're going to find. A lot of people don't want, the same, they don't have the same parameters. So let's go into this area here where you would save, so that you can save your scan. When it's brought in here, you can name it anything you want. Then when you go to load it, right? Here's all the ones that I have saved. So now keep in mind, I do a lot of strategies. So I have a lot of things based on different ATRs because we trade the the RV strategy and the open strategy. A lot of the $1 Million Margin Club workbooks. So you should definitely check out the live videos if I didn't already say that, for a lot of trading here. So this is the one we were just looking at right now with the 35 million share float. Okay, now that's based on 5% move only. Okay, now let's go ahead and go to the more custom scripted one right here. So we'll click onto that, and that's going to open up. Let's change this to 10. We'll rescan. And look, you only have 2 stocks. So this is a custom formula put in here, but other things that have changed, we're only going to $20 max, right? And then you only have your share size up to 10 million float. So much tighter stocks. You're not going to get as many depending on the day, but you pretty much will not. Now, some people might think these as being stronger. There's a lot of companies that put out this basic, that sell you this basic scanner, and that's it. And you don't get the other choices. In my mind, I can decide which ones are stronger or not. So I'd rather have more choices. And then I would look at how close it is to the high of day. Then I would look at what the volume is. And then I would look on my charts, of course. And I'd get it in and I'd look on my charts. So this one's a bit different. Now, where this comes into play here is you're going into studies, you go into custom, and the pencil over here shows the actual script that's been added here. Okay, so but you're going to get you don't have to deal with that because there'll be a link for this one. So this is just one of the other indicators that we're giving away today for free. So with those 2 indicators, scanners combined, those 2 scanners combined, you're pretty much, these are going to be in the other one. And let's remember these 2. All right, BLRX and GLIV. Let's see if they're in the other one, because really they should be. Well, let's just see. Yep. Nope, one of them is not. Interesting. So, that's why really you want, it wouldn't hurt to have the 2. On occasion, just to check. Remember, you can refresh these by rescanning all the time. Did I just miss that, guys? Let me just check with you again together. We got time. And see if so that's the 35. So we were looking, we got the BLRX, right? But it wasn't GITS, right? It's GL, yeah, it's GLIV. So that's interesting that did not come up on the other one. But again, people set things at certain settings, and that's why they read differently. So you have that option with both of these scanners. So you're going to be able to see everything that I hesitate to say everything because people can coders can set their scanners for specific things they're looking for. Only. But these 2 scanners that you're getting with these custom scripts should be pretty much nail anything you want to find. So now why don't we get into how you can move this over to a watch list and then click into any stock instantly. Hey guys, the professor, just interrupting for a second. I wanted to show you how a YouTube channel works a little bit and how to find stuff here. So you'd have a home channel, this is how it looks, the home of my channel. It's a little bit different because this is actually my channel, so I can manage the videos. But basically you have your videos here. Okay, you can put them by like most popular, oldest, or the latest. You can go to shorts. This is all some of the John Bull Bear shorts that I kind of hijacked from the $1 Million Margin Club. And then there's playlists. And then you can also type in here if you're looking for charts or layouts or something like that. And then you would go over and you would look for a video that you want to watch, and then you would click on that video. So when that video opens, you just want to look down here under the description of the video, and you just want to open up where it says more. This is the description, and that's going to open up all the links you might be looking for. So I just wanted to simplify that for people, and thanks for watching. Enjoy the rest of the video. So let's flip back over to charts here so I can show you how to get these to a watch list, okay? So you saw how to grab them and how to save them. So right here, again, you can see these indicators are helping the traders trade here with this pro layout, and they have lots of alarms, which are really cool. But see this little arrow right here. So I move my picture to how I normally trade live. So right now we're going to want to add let me just see where we're at here. Yeah. So this just has the news up here right now, and I've linked it as well as the message center so the message doesn't come up on your screen. But now let's go ahead and go to watch list. So now this is a pre-loaded watch list. So let's go ahead and click on this right here. First of all, let's make this green. So now we're linked with the chart. Okay. Now we're going to open this up and we're going to go to the ones that we were just looking at. So that is, let's see, where are the professors? There they are. I don't know why I didn't see those at first. Like that whole area was blanking out on me down here, but nope, nope. Go over, down. Woo! This usually means they're already set up for scanners, so I have these up already. But basically, you just go over to the ones that you've saved, and then we click on it, and now it's going to come into down here, and now it's here. So now, if you want to go to one of these, you just double-click, and it's going to switch to that stock, which will be a big mess if you don't zoom in here on it, because every stock's going to be different there. Every stock resets because you can see the market magnets in here, and there's a lot of, I didn't talk about a lot of the different, well, I'll open it up so I can show you guys briefly because some of you might be interested. And then now you have all these set up here. Now remember, you can detach this, right? And then you can move this wherever you want. I have a whole bunch of screens, but, and then now you're going to have to reset this up again. Okay, you're going to have to go in and do all the things you want on your watch list one time. So put back in all those things and then go to the custom script. Oops, I left out a letter. And it was custom 1 that we had it on. We add it and then we say okay. Now that should be, it's loading. So this is the script that is custom that you should already have a link to. And then you can change these things like I showed you into any way that you want them. Now, like I said, I have and you could, I'm assuming I have a lot of videos on how to do charts, and you can stretch these to any size, and you can move them off to another screen and then move them back. It just depends on how you trade. So you can do that with any number of watch lists that you have, and they'll get smaller and smaller and smaller, and they'll all be here when you open them up. So you can do that as many times as you want. So that's pretty handy. So that's how you can then find the stocks. You might, you're going to want to leave your settings up there, and then those stocks will change. They're going to change and be updated, and then you can scan more on your scanner if you want to, but they will change. So it's pretty handy. So as we go back into the chart over here, for those of you that are interested, a couple things. Like, I'm going to tell you how to get a bunch of free custom indicators, and then I'm going to show you how to tell you where to go if you want to get some of the ones you'd actually have to purchase from the $1 Million Margin Club, which are pretty cool. I think they sell them all for $24.95, but also we have a bunch of free ones here. Now, I do their coding for them as well as some other professional coders, so I would check out their YouTube channel, the $1 Million Margin Club, and you'll see a lot of videos over there about indicators and about their books, because they really are publishers more than indicators, but the indicators got to be more popular. But let's open this up so you can see something here. I just want to show you really how amazing these indicators really are in predicting the direction of the stock. I mean, as you can see, these arrows are pretty much telling you which way it's going to go, each time. And they're all different indicators that do that, and you're reading those along with the price action and the volume, and you can see every 5 minutes. You're trying to get multi-chart alignment. So this isn't not working silly thing. I mean, indicators are a high percentage of the time are very, very accurate. Not all the time. So the people that don't have them, the people that don't understand them, they put out these commercials. You're tired of trying to follow indicators that don't work? Yeah, if they don't work, I wouldn't follow them either. But if they work, I mean, why in the heck not have the indicators? Let's take a look what's in here. So what's on this chart that the prop firm wanted to have on it, right? So you have your VWAP, you have your 9, your 14, and your 20 exponential moving average, right? And then your simple moving average, they have the 50, the 100, and the 200. And these are actually set on days. So if they come across your 1 minute chart and they're registering for a day, then that's a pretty important thing. Then we have the market magnet, the multi-time alignment, the MACD, the buy-sell oscillator, the momentum directional indicator, and then the ATR. And then further you have the whole and half dollar, the risk oscillator, the multi-time alignment, and the scalping indicator, pro scalper, which is amazing. So all of these are very, very helpful in your trading. I mean, the whole and half dollars where the crowd trades, right? This is telling you how far to take the move up, the risk oscillator. The ATR is telling you how the overall range you expect that stock to move. The momentum is giving you actual momentum. This is a really good one if you're using the scanner and you're trying to catch the moves. This is going to alert you. You hear all these alerts going off. The buy-sell oscillator. I mean, a lot of these work with EMAs, and others are working with relative strength index, like the MACD is amazing as well with alerts. So, there's a lot up here. I think I pressed, let me get this chart back where you can see this stuff. Because I pressed apply and I wasn't really applying anything, so it reverted back to where it was. So when you're in the mix of actually trading, they're not in your way. But some people have less. Like the market magnet's really amazing because this is based on the volume profile. And although this one is a different setting because they trade the RV strategy, they trade mostly large cap, this firm does. But you would want this market magnet set for a little bit different if you were doing the open trading with the scanner. See, and you can see some of these aren't set entirely perfectly for this stock that we flip to. So when you go to NVIDIA or Apple or Microsoft or all that, they're going to be a lot more accurate. But yeah, it's really telling you everything you need to know on these things. It really helps you when you're trying to make a move to have these indicators. Just my personal take on this. Now, you can get a lot of these free on episode 287. It's the only picture that has Charlie. She's on the cover of that thumbnail. And she's the one that you hear typing over here when we're doing we're in chat, when we're trading and on Zoom and everything. So guys, I hope that so look for the links. And hopefully you saw the video about how to find the links that interrupted this video, because a lot of people don't understand if the link's not on the actual video where you click on a video, you go inside, into the video, into where it has more information to get your links. Okay, guys? So remember, always stay inquisitive, never stop learning, and go green out there. Thanks for watching.